Hello karters, welcome to another video. I'm your host, Ninshiku. Today we're diving into the world of karting equipment, what you really need to get started, as well as how much this stuff will cost you, or probably cost you. All of these will be estimates. Whether you're just getting into karting or you've been around the track a few times, having the right gear makes all the difference. Not just for performance, but for safety, comfort, and confidence too. You would be surprised how more willing you are to take risks knowing that gear is in place to cover you. Now, when it comes to karting gear, everyone has their own preferences, and this is just my take on what works best for me. I'll be breaking it down into three main sections: the stuff you wear, the stuff that protects you, and the stuff that helps you document your performance. From gloves and suits to telemetry systems and cameras, I'm going to show you what I personally use, what I recommend, and what you might want to consider if you're serious about karting. It is important to really emphasize that everything I'm talking about in this video is based on my own personal experience, how I like to gear up for karting. This is the stuff that works for me, and everyone's different. So feel free to take what resonates with you and leave the rest out. I'm not saying this is the ultimate guide to karting gear. I'm just saying this is my ultimate guide to karting gear as of 2024. Also, and this bit is actually pretty important, most of the equipment I'm about to show you, like suits, helmets, gloves, balaclavas, neck protectors, and rib protectors, typically come with an expiry date. This is important to keep in mind, especially for those of you racing at a higher level, where the regulations of the event you're partaking might require gear that is up to date with safety standards. Always check your gear's labels or manufacturer guidelines to make sure everything's still in good shape and compliant with the event or discipline you're participating in. Another thing is that you will hear me saying a bunch of brands, and I'll link down below to a shop that sells all of this stuff. I'm not working for any of these brands. I'm not being paid by any of these brands or this shop. This is all my own experience, and I did purchase all this stuff. I use it. I'm recommending you the brands of equipment that I used and abused over the years. I'm also recommending you a place from where to get some of this gear from, which is the same place I get my racing gear from. I don't get crazy discounts. I don't get freebies on their stock. I just have a good, healthy, trust-based relationship with them because they're generally nice people and they're super professional. Now, without any further ado, let's kick this bad boy into gear. See what I did there? Into gear. Yeah, dad jokes. So, the first item of the stuff you wear list, we have the gloves. Gloves are a must for keeping your grip solid on the steering wheel, especially during longer sessions or when things get a bit slippery. They also save your hands from getting torn up. Trust me, blisters are not fun after a day on the track. You want to make sure you have gloves with a rubber surface. It will grip on the plastic surface of most steering wheels of karts, and this is exactly what you want. These, for example, have this type of Alcantara finish that won't grip the plastic steering wheel of karts. It's great for Alcantara steering wheels that you can probably find in cars, some cars. But as karts have no cockpit and the steering wheel is exposed to the elements, you don't come across these often in karting. Well, at least I haven't come across them in karting. Comment down below if you have seen Alcantara steering wheels on rental karts. Although more expensive, I find myself gravitating more towards racing gloves rather than just karting gloves. I enjoy the thicker fabric of the racing gloves as it's marginally warmer in the summer, but you can definitely appreciate how much warmer it is during winter. I don't know why this is so, this is just my experience. I've also heard that using latex gloves under your normal gloves in winter help you keep that temperature a little bit more, but I've never tested that myself. At the end of the day, they're all pretty much the same, but I like stuff that is different. This is why I have 3 pairs of Adidas Motorsport gloves. I know. Don't join the horde of people that give me crap about it. Hey, I like them. I think they look bananas, and that's pretty much all the criteria I need. As these don't exist anymore, I would definitely go and check out the Sparco Arrow. But be sure to also see the Alpinestars and the Sabelts. Links are below. These higher-end racing gloves feature the stitching on the outside, and this is awesome because of looks, but also has this nice bonus, which is it helps you avoid blisters. I would suggest that you definitely want these. A pair of Sparco Arrows will set you back roughly €170 or $190. A pair of Sabelt TG-9s are currently priced at €140 or $150. This is an investment you won't want to scamp out, as this is something you can easily keep for at least 5 years. My Adidas gloves have been seeing regular action for the last 3 years non-stop, and they're fine. Homologation is probably gone, but looks are indeed here to stay. They work fine, they grip fine, they're fine. I may love these gloves a bit too much. Are you enjoying this video so far? Consider liking and subscribing, but most importantly, comment below what is your view on karting gloves. Coming over to the suit here, your karting suit isn't just there to make you look cool. Or is it? Well, it's built to protect your skin if you take a tumble. It's usually made from tough, abrasion-resistant material. Different suits obey to different homologation standards, and that gets reflected on the price. You're paying essentially for the homologation and the type of material or fabric. These suits are Sparco Prime K with a custom print on them, because, again, looks matter. It's a lot of fun to have your own suit that you design yourself. Sparco just changed the color on this suit to have it more F1-y, but the material is the same. The cut is the same. It's pretty much the same suit with a different color. These are super lightweight, super breathable, totally machine washable, very super durable. These suits get trashed around non-stop, and they're still going and going and going. Notice that they have the homologation and creation date so that they can be properly scrutinized in the case of a competition. Is a suit necessary? Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. At the end of the day, it contributes to a feeling of, I'm so awesome in this suit, at a subconscious level that will allow you to dare that bit more and push that bit more. You want to have something that you can wear for hours on end that allows your body to breathe and that keeps you mildly protected from the elements and the occasional hot temperature you might encounter. So yeah, suit, yes, important. Is a custom suit necessary? Absolutely not. No, it really isn't. And if you just want to keep it simple, Alpinestars and Sparco have affordable options in their catalogs. The Sparco Thunder, currently priced at €220 or $240 comes to mind. This is perfectly fine for the weekend warrior that wants to do some informal racing. But yeah, consider getting a suit. Also, if you plan driving in the rain, consider getting a rain suit to go over your normal suit. It's almost a suitception. This is a must so that you can drive and not get soaking wet. Believe me, you will get soaking wet if you don't get this. So yeah, rain suit. Regarding shoes, karting shoes are designed for control. They've got thin soles so you can really feel the pedals, and they're lightweight to keep you agile. Plus, they're high cut to protect your ankles. Important when you're potentially exposed and constantly working those pedals. But I find them all ugly. Except for these Adidas ones that just look crazy. And that's acceptable. They're not very comfortable, but they look, well, like this. And that counts for something. Because I don't compete at all and because I value comfort over anything, I've been using these Onitsuka Tiger high tops, and they're great. I really dig how lightweight they are, how comfy they are, and more importantly, how much feel they transmit. I must admit, I'm very biased towards the Asics. However, I did just get a pair of these Adidas boxing boots. These are pretty cool because, again, lightweight, loads of feel. And unlike the Asics, they have a protected heel. And they're super high tops, which works for me. I also was able to shove my name on it, so yeah, that's a plus. I would advise to budget between 75 and 150 euros, or between 80 and 160 US dollars for the shoes. Make sure that you try them on and that you have a good feel, you're comfortable, and you have like this snug, overall experience. What is your view on karting shoes? Are you going to go from some sweet Onitsuka Tigers, some boxing shoes, or are you going to go fit for purpose? On the topic of underwear, this might sound extra, but proper karting underwear is clutch. Different homologations mean different fire resistance, but for me, it's all about comfort. As most of it is moisture wicking, it means that you'll stay cooler and less sweaty during intense sessions. For the torso, I'm very much into these Sparco RW4s. Are they RW6 or RW10? I don't know, it's RW something. It doesn't matter. Get this is good. I go for long sleeves all year long, but as always, you do you. I got these decals applied to mine, and I think they look awesome. The material is machine washable, very easy, very rock and roll, and see you later kind of thing. I'm pretty sure you can get the same type of thing from any sports shop worth its salt, but beware of what you'll be doing. Ask yourself, does it have the homologation I need? If you don't have homologation requirements, you're good with anything really. Just be mindful of that. You don't want to rock up to whatever event it is you'll be competing in, and then someone says, you can't use this, you need to get so-and-so. So just be prepared. That was for the torso. For the lower parts of the body, and I am not even joking here, swimming suit. Yeah, swimming suit. It is the piece of underwear that I found that has the most efficient moisture wicking ability. And yeah, I've tried everything. Are you team underpants or are you team swimming trunks? Let me know in the comments below. Long socks are part of the safety game. They keep your feet and lower legs protected, and they're designed to be comfortable under all your gear. As always, I'm not competing, so I prioritize comfort. Therefore, sports socks. It's just that, nothing else to say. Sports socks. They rule. I love them. Very breathable, very easy to wash. That's it. Sports socks. As you could see by this footage, I'm biased towards stance, but again, I'll say it one more time. Sports socks. You can't go wrong. However, and this is serious now, if you are in competitive championships, inquire about specific fire-resistant homologation equipment in the rulebook of the event. I'll link below a few options, but usually in karting things are pretty chilled in the sock department. But make sure you see the regulation. Definitely don't put a sock in it, and let me know all about your sock choices when it comes to karting. The Balaclava is your first line of comfort under the helmet. It keeps sweat off the helmet liner, prevents friction on your face, and if it's fireproof, it adds another layer of safety. Plus, for me, it just feels better on sessions of any length. Some people just like it. Give it a go and make your mind up. I've been in this game for long enough to know that no matter how much I clean my helmet's inner lining, it will always smell like people after a while. Think of it, you're sweating a lot inside of that closed space. With a Balaclava, that doesn't happen anymore. The helmet smells like new all the time. Mind you, always take 2 to 3 Balaclavas with you on the track, as those get sweaty. Change them throughout the day, and when you get home, everything goes into the washing machine. So where do you stand on Balaclavas? Do you want to go for that timeless bank robber look, or you prefer to go au naturel on your helmet? On the stuff that protects you, we're going to start off with the helmet. The helmet is a non-negotiable. it is your main line of defense in case of a crash, so make sure it fits properly, snug but not crushing, and that it's certified or homologated for karting. No shortcuts here, your head is too important. Provided that the helmet has an homologation stamp, you're good to go, as that is what determines if the helmet is capable or not of absorbing impact. Important note, in the unfortunate instance of dropping your helmet on the floor, you should not use it again, as it may very well have its structural integrity compromised. A dropped helmet is a binned helmet. Words to live by. I inspect my helmets pre and post session and maintain them regularly, so I know that the inner lining is top notch, there are no cracks on its structure, and nothing is coming apart. Look after your gear, and your gear will look after you. You will notice that everything that I'm showing in this video, although worn, is in working condition. You need to look after your equipment so that your equipment can look after you. Deciding which helmet is for you comes down to two things: homologation standard requirements and essentially personal taste. Regarding the homologation standard requirements, considering you're probably not a teenager competing regularly in official competitions or championships, I recommend you get something with Snell SA 2015 or Snell SA 2020 homologation. Getting a helmet compatible with Hans device is not necessary at all for karting, but it looks good and the cost marginally increases. I'm a sucker for duckbill designs, so the Bell GP3 is my jam. Mine is currently being painted. More on that later. I can show you, however, a couple of helmets I own. A 2017 Stilo, purely for karting purposes, and a 2021 Zamp with the SA 2015 homologation, with which you can indeed compete in some kart competitions. I prefer the quality of the Stilo's inner linings, but I absolutely love the duckbill design of the Zamp. In my view, for a while, it made sense to purchase a Zamp helmet because they were more affordable. Right now, not really. The price difference may very well justify you getting a helmet from a more established brand. If your age is above 18 years old, do yourself a favor and check out what's on offer from Bell and Stilo. Sparco does make interesting things, but for me, it really is all about the Bells and Stilos. The quality of the finishes are exquisite, and the variety of visors currently on offer for the Bells are nothing short of astonishing. You have different finishes, different colors. It's a whole array of choice. If you are a teenager competing in national or international competitions, get something proven and tested. The Bell RS7K and the Arai SK6 are industry standards. I just got from my 14-year-old Bell KC7 EV CMS, and it's perfectly adapted to the type of karting that he's doing, which is non-competitive. He spends time kicking his old man's butt on the track, and this works great. As he wears glasses, the extended height of the visor is a strongly appreciated feature. When it comes down to personal taste, this is all about you. My advice is to go to a shop, hold the helmets in your hands, try them on, and make sure they fit you perfectly. At the end of the day, it's got to feel right to you. Budget between 400 euros and 700 euros for this, or roughly $500 and $800 to $900 for this. So, are you duckbill or are you regular? Pitting the helmet makes you faster by like 5 seconds a lap. It doesn't. But this is where you can get creative and make it personal. Airbrushing your helmet isn't just about making it look cool, though that is a big part of it. It's about personalization, taking ownership, turning your helmet into an extension of yourself. Whether it's a specific design, colors that reflect your style, or even something symbolic. Airbrushing lets you stand out on the track. Plus, a well-painted helmet is a real conversation starter and adds a layer of individuality to your gear. And that is pretty cool. Beyond the aesthetics, there is a practical side too. A custom paint job makes your helmet instantly recognizable, and it makes you feel special. Just make sure to get it done professionally so the paint does not interfere with the helmet's safety features. The right airbrush job with the right clear coat finish keeps your helmet safe, compliant, and looking awesome all at the same time. Shameless plug here to my side gig with partner in crime Antonio Pedro Santiago. We called ourselves Aerovicta. I do the designs, he does the airbrushing, we don't use stickers at all, and we're incredibly snobbish about it. Aerovicta is the consequence of a designer and a sculptor who are absolutely obsessed with the automotive aesthetics of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, meeting and just hanging out together. In a market populated by solutions of dubious aesthetics, amateur executions, and design by the pound, we seek to create a dialogue with those who commission us so that an identity, a story, a universe can emerge through a motorsport artifact. We avoid replicas, but we live to reinterpret classics. Our process begins with a conversation with a client in which we try to understand references, ideas, and universes. We then illustrate a potential solution to the problem in 3D so that the client can get an idea of the final product. In the last stage of our process, we proceed to airbrush the object involving the client in real time via WhatsApp. We've made a few helmets that we're pretty happy with. Shout out to the sweet clientele that trusts us. Hit us up on the website or via WhatsApp if you want to discuss a project. But yeah, that is all that's about pinning the helmet. Do it with a professional and be original. Don't do the same stuff that the other guy did. Come on. Yeah, leave down in the comments what's your favorite helmet livery. A neck brace might not be something you think about until you need it, but trust me, it is very much worth it. It helps you keep your neck stable in case of a crash or if you take a hard hit. It's just another layer of safety that can make a really big difference. I actually use lead braces as they keep my helmet super stable when cornering. More importantly, it has happened to have been bumped from behind, and the lead brace just completely absorbed the head tilting back movement. On top of that, it's a protection element that, although bulky, comes apart easily for storage and transport, so that's a plus. As my lead brace is getting tired, it has to be at least 7 years old, and I bought it secondhand. I decided to pull the trigger on a Valhalla Racing 360 Plus device. I'll let you know how I get on with it, but it's pretty much the same principle. It does seem to offer a bit more stability thanks to the straps that go under the arm, but the jury's still out on that. Stay tuned for a review on that piece of gear. A step down from the big neck braces are these ones from Alpinestars, the youth neck support by Alpinestars. They work fine on most adults I've seen wearing these and offer a decent amount of neck protection. As I am 186 centimeters high and weigh in at a rather significant 96 kilos at the time of recording of this video, this isn't for me. But if you're weighing in at a maximum of 75 to 80 kilos and you're about 160 centimeters high, make sure you check this out because it really might work very well for you. These Alpinestars are definitely common in official kart competitions, as you can see here in the Rotax Max Challenge of 2024. You can also get these foam neck braces that are super malleable. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad. Some of them are actually in the list of homologated equipment for competitions. I used them all the time until these lead braces started making an appearance. I quite like the rigidity of the plastic protectors shown up until now. These ones feel a little flimsy to me, but if it works for you, do it. Just make sure you go and try them on and see what works best for you. So, are you gonna go plastic hard or flimsy foam? Your ribs take a beating out there. A rib protector is essentially a padded vest that in most situations sits under your suit and keeps your torso safe from impact. It'll save you a lot of nuisance, pain, and bruises. It also works in a way that gets you to fit better in the seat of the kart. I'm currently using the SJ Pro K3 from Sparco under my suit, and it's the best balance I found. At least for me, my height and my weight. I used to wear a more traditional rib cage protector, specifically the Sparco Rib Pro K4, but it isn't for me, as I used to wear it under the suit, and because it has little padding, I could really feel the side G-forces against my body. The SJ Pro K3 offers maybe a bit less protection, but somehow it works on larger gentlemen such as myself. I tried last week the Sparco K-Track 8870 2018, and I'll hand it to Sparco. It is comfy. However, I believe it has a couple of things against it. Number one is the price. It is comfy, but that comfort comes at a price of 300 euros, and this is practically double the price of a RIB Pro K4. The second is the fact that you will most likely will have to wear it outside of your suit. I am told that when specifying your suit from Sparco, you can ask and you can say that you will wear an 8870 underneath the suit, and they will account for the presence of the ribcage protector underneath the suit in terms of measurements and putting the suit together, but still, you'll be rubbing your suit against the cart seat in very specific, always the same contact points. Don't be surprised if this trashes your suit. Whatever works for you is best, but make sure that you try them out because the rib protector is very, very specific to each person. So invest the time in trying them out and see what works best. As it is true for most things in life, if one is serious about improving, one needs data. Tools like Racebox's Mini track your lap times, speed, and by updating your position 25 times per second with an accuracy of 14 centimeters, you can really plot your trajectory lines through the corners and come back to them later. This data is gold. It shows you exactly where you can improve, whether it's braking later, carrying more speed, or tidying up your lines. The Racebox is essentially a high update frequency at 25 Hz, high accuracy GPS receiver that sends all captured information in real time to your phone via Bluetooth. This allows you to have real-time information about how you're performing, if you're losing or making time, speed, G-forces, etc. This fantastic Connect via Bluetooth system comes in two flavors, the Racebox Mini S and the Racebox Mini. The difference between them is that the S version allows you to save the data directly to the device's onboard memory. I've never used this function as I always want the data to be saved on the phone. You essentially attach the device to the cart itself through the means of a clamp or just Velcro it in. I've seen some people using a board attached to the steering wheel of the cart, but I don't like this solution too much. As you're applying steering angle, the Racebox is rotating and taking in untrue data. Keep it somewhere steady on the cart. With a functionally well-designed native Racebox app, you can have a lot of real-time feedback of what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right in the session. Once the session data is saved on your phone, it gets uploaded onto the cloud, and you can deep dive into it and really nerd out. You can learn a lot about your performance, your habits, your mistakes by quite literally just sit on your desk with a cup of coffee and just take it all in. Here you can see me comparing my lap times with my good friend, Alan Huang. Notice how this guy gains so much speed after the exit of the Gansh. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Alan is absolute fire on the track. I'm biased towards Racebox's native app as it is very convenient. Automatic saves to the cloud that I can then share with friends, coach, etc. Just put it out there. All of that with a single tap on the screen, you end the session and the data is just uploaded. It's pretty cool. If you're more by yourself and granularity is your jam, I can suggest Race Chrono Pro. Although both apps allow you to create custom tracks, Race Chrono Pro allows you to make a bunch of splits, which provides you with much more granularity for your performance on the track. In opposition, Racebox's app only allows for a maximum of 4 splits. For most cases, that's enough, but as with everything, you do you. Both apps connect flawlessly to the Racebox device. Both apps export their data flawlessly to CSV files to be used later on. Last but not least, Racebox has a crazy long battery. You can definitely use it for 2 days before considering charging it. If you do want to charge it, I believe 45 minutes should get you the 100%. Important note, because it's GPS based, it needs a clear view of the sky. If you're running indoor karting, forget it. This is not for you. If you're running a hybrid track indoor plus outdoor karting, Karting Gear in Switzerland is a great example of this. You can treat the outside portion of the track as a point A to point B segment. This is not ideal, but it is what it is. Is the GPS necessary? Only you can answer that. How serious about making time and understanding where you're losing time are you? How much do you value keeping detailed data about your sessions? How much do you value keeping track of your progress? Only by answering these questions you can see if it makes sense for you to part ways with your hard-earned cash. In my case, I can justify it because I thrive on looking back at past sessions. How do you go about it? Comment below. I'm really curious to know what you're thinking about this. Cameras are important if you're documenting your sessions. Watching the footage later is a game changer. You can spot mistakes you missed in the moment and really analyze your driving and find actionable strategies on how to get better next time. Whatever you get, make sure you're getting something tried and tested. Insta360 and GoPro are the brands you'll be seeing in this video, but DJI is definitely a very important player on this space, so be sure to check them out too. I am currently operating 4 cameras. The Insta360 Go 3S, the Insta360 X4, a GoPro 11, and the GoPro Max. My main criteria when choosing cameras are number 1, image quality and its usability, and number 2, mountability, or how mountable is the camera. Stabilized 4K footage at 30 frames per second, preferably recorded with flat colors, with an easy-to-handle file such as MOV or MP4 is what I prefer. These cameras fulfill this criteria. Editing 360 video is a bit of a faff, but Insta360 have a plugin for Adobe Premiere that works reasonably well, which allows for seamless editing without too much drama. Here you can see the 3 cameras working in tandem with the footage synced. The only not displayed is the GoPro Max, but you get the idea. Prices of each camera are on the screen. This is my selection, but I hear very good things from DJI's side. Mounting the cameras can be an ordeal. While helmet mounting is relatively easy, I quite like the idea of using the Insta360 Go 3S with its cap clip adapter on the visor of the helmet. This accessory comes in the box, no extra purchase necessary, which is awesome. This allows for a point of view I quite like and enjoy. Let me know what you think. Disclaimer: this is my experience, and mounting cameras on the card comes with the risk of damaging your equipment. Try things at your own risk. The real challenge is mounting things on the card. Due to the amount of vibrations and micro vibrations, everything you use that is mounted to the chassis needs some sort of vibration dampening, or else it just becomes undone. This is why I mount my stuff on the ballast box of the cart. Because it's made out of plastic, it absorbs all micro vibrations and doesn't undo the mount. What do you think about this way of mounting cameras to the cart? Comment down below. If you're still here, thank you for surviving until the end of this video. I know that this was long, so thank you. You really have my appreciation. There you go, that is all the gear you need to go and do some karting. I know that it's pretty overwhelming. I know that you cannot get it all at the same time because this stuff can get really expensive very quickly. But just make sure that you start with the basics, get a helmet. That's probably a good way to start, and just build up from there. Don't forget to have fun. That's the most important thing in karting. You need to have fun, man. Any comments? You know where to leave them. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.